What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today, if you guys missed it, day 2 of Worlds happened, and my god, it was kind of a bloodbath if you're an Americas player. Let me zoom out here, and you can just see we had so many players close to making the final lobby. We're in such a good spot. I mean, in the top 12, we have 4 players. We have the most, yeah, in the top 12. But sadly, Upset Max Tank Memes and Brubber who just barely didn't make it in. VCLF and Disrupt just barely didn't make it in. So great job from everybody in the Americas. But we have one final hope in the Americas, and that's K3 Soju. All the people who thought that he was just a streamer, just an influencer, he's here in the finals, which is just absolutely crazy. But all of that being said, we're not going to focus on him today because we watched Soju VODs before. We know Soju, we love him, and we know that he's going to win out on the day. But a lot of other really interesting players made the final lobby. Juanmei, I feel like one of the most crazy storylines. This guy, winning the Paris Open into, making world final lobbies is absolutely nuts. I really want to focus in on this player that there's really not that much of a history for them. A-Long here. If you pull up their Wikipedia page, this is somebody with no competitive history. Usually you see, you click this little button and there's more stuff here, but literally the start of this year is when this player's competitive history starts. Made it in through TAC trials, so tier 2 player, then went 4th at regionals, and now is in the finals. And so I thought, okay, we gotta VOD review this player because, I mean, somebody like this who made it from literally tier 2 to the finals, I mean, that is absolutely nutty. Also, I'm gonna move my head over here just for comfort's sake because this is where I usually am, but I didn't want to cover up the name of the sheet. And this player played a lot of really, solid games. You can see their performance on the first day was just absolutely insane here. So just amazing performance, throughout the entire weekend. And so I will wish them luck in the final day, but not enough of luck that they beat out K3 Soju. I mean, surely we need our boy Soju to take it home. I mean, that's the dream here. But yeah, I mean, we start off this game. It is a triple prismatic lobby with the Morgana encounter, so we already know it's going to be a very high capped lobby, and A-Long does some interesting stuff this game to play for that high capped idea here. Start off with really not so much. We have a few random pairs, but we even sell them off here just to hold higher unit quality here. And we see first augment here. Deadlier Blades, not really very acceptable in the spot. We have the Jinx, but not great components to combine with the Deadlier Blades. We have a much more like AP style opener here. I'm not really happy with any of these augments, I will say, because our opener plays a lot more for Lost Streak here. I think Flexible is a pretty reasonable Lost Streak augment, so I think that then becomes our default now, and we can just roll Deadlier Caps in this spot here, which makes a lot of sense. And we also get Forged in Strength, which after watching through some of A-Long's VODs, this is definitely a favorite. This augment is one that did get nerfed over multiple patches, right? And now it's down to this position where if you go back and look at the augment, it's at 30 HP now for the 3 artifacts. So you definitely have to take a bit of a risk to reach that 30 HP threshold. But you can see Seol in our lobby also taking that. This is a fantastic augment in these triple prismatic lobbies. It makes a lot of sense that we did take this here because it combines really nicely with other stuff that can be prismatic. Really good combat augments to multiply the effectiveness of your items already. Really good econ augments to allow you to actually make it to your board and then get these artifacts onto 3-star units or high level 2-star units. So it makes a lot of sense that this is our pickup here, especially because we do have this like Lost Streak opener here. Doesn't make a lot of sense to try to take any kind of strong combat augment because our board's always gonna be super weak. So yeah, we are just gonna chill here. Actually full opening in this spot here, which means that we are just gonna get an uncontested loss streak here because Seol actually ended up picking up a win here. So really nice for us to just easily take this loss streak here. Achi might be the only player here actually that's lost. And then we rotate into Achi and actually, oh wait, that's actually really unfortunate. Achi actually full sold as well. And so both of us reset our streaks here. You can see the streak goes to 0 when both players full open. If you guys are not aware, they did this to kind of make it not the dominant strategy, just full open in some metas. And so that's actually really unfortunate for us. So gonna have to take the random boon here. Obviously the Evelyn one is horrible. Don't want to be stream rolling anything in this spot. And it also, there's a lot of good potential for Thresh to hit something like a Reforger. You know, imagine we get the golden remover and all the Reforgers here, then we could potentially reforge some artifacts down the line and feel really good about it. We just get some gold here, so that's decent enough, and we can just chill onto this board for now. And we are going to play the Time Breaker onto this board. Now, line selection. What are we actually going to play in this spot here? We've seen a lot of different things played from artifacts here. We did the VOD review a few weeks back at this point of the artifacts into AP Flex. You know, there's a lot of variance in artifacts, honestly. We have the Triforce here, which can honestly go into anybody. I think a lot of people think of this as like an AD Bruiser item. You throw this onto a you know, something like a Kali or a Belveth, or, you know, any other like a Fiora, something like that, just because, you know, they use the tank stats well, they use the damage well. But it can really go on anybody. I've seen this thrown onto just random tanks before. You can throw it on backliners. It's not the worst. Obviously, the AD, you know, the units that are both frontliners and damage dealers are really nice because they use the defensive stats and the offensive stats well. So it's something that we could think about here. From Forged in Strength, I do think you want to be playing not like 2-cost reroll, just because that type of comp wants to spike earlier than Forged in Strength. Forged in Strength, the idea is you're going to sack all of stage 2 and 3, drop to 30 HP, and then spike really, really hard stage 4. And so those are the type of lines that you should be looking for when you take Forged in Strength. That's usually, you know, 4-cost lines, or if you have a lot of gold, you can go like 3-cost reroll. That is like the dream. Though I don't know if we'll be able to get there. We do have the Urgot here, who would be a nice 3-cost reroll option. It's just we would need something like an Invested here as our second augment to guarantee our ability to get there. I will say we're picking up good units for it. We have the Urgot, we have the Meowkai pair. We have this random Pantheon too, who's like kind of chill on this board for now. Nothing worth writing home about. But yeah, I mean, we're just gonna play our strongest, weakest board. You know, not really going all in on playing strongest board here. Even just have kind of like random Gwen and stuff on this board. We're making 50 gold. We're not slamming our items. We're keeping our loss streak. And you know, every once in a while, killing a few units to try to put ourselves into a spot where we just have a little bit more HP to play the game with. Next augment here, really aren't that excited about any kind of item augment in this spot because we're gonna be fine items wise, and so that's why we kind of reforge all of these, right? These two are more item style augments. Tiny but Deadly is just like not a great augment in general. They buffed it up a little bit, but it's not amazing here. I would be tempted to just grab Hedge Fund here and Lost Streak, but we are watching this VOD because Alon goes for something pretty wild here and grabs the luxury sub and gets Shen. Now, I think historically for this entire set, Shen has been the low roll from these type of options because he's not really a carry. He's actually kind of like a fake tank. He's actually pretty tanky and more utility based, and so he doesn't really. All the other units you can be really happy about carrying them. Shen, not so much here. However, patch after patch, they have buffed up Shen's ability to carry, and I've actually seen some Shens pop off. And so this is a game, actually, where we are just going to see the Shen, know that we're going to reach Shen to this game, and we just start itemizing him. JG, Void Staff, and the Triforce onto the Shen for now, just to get him rocking and rolling, really. We're going to take these items here and move down to Shojin here for the Shen. Shojin, that doesn't really make sense. But just treat him as kind of like an AP caster here and just say, boom, cast, do as much damage as possible. Shen does have this other weird thing built into his ability where once he reaches that threshold here of 3 casts, he starts doing true damage. So you do, it makes sense, right, to build mana gen on a guy like this, to say we're just going to accelerate really, really quickly to the triple cast. Once we get to the 3rd cast, he's going to start dealing true damage, and then, you know, hopefully he's actually been able to do a ton of damage on this board, which that is the idea here. We have to take Evelyn's here. One, we don't really care about losing some extra HP in this spot because extra HP loss is just going to take us down even further. Also, were we the only... Whoa, wait, am I crazy here? Because it looked like we were 67 HP and then we stayed 67 HP here. So we were the only player who took Evelyn here. Wait, that's actually crazy. So we just get no HP loss for the Evelyn here, 67 to 67, which, I mean, you're definitely not upset about that. So yeah, just a free extra gold here. I mean, I was going to say we don't really feel bad about losing some of that extra HP that we're playing with here because, like, we're just going to use this to get closer to that 30 HP for Forged in Strength. But hey, I mean, you won't mind just taking no damage there. So yeah, first Shen cast, second Shen cast. I mean, you'll see with the Shojin and the Triforce he cast pretty quickly. And now he's got that true damage online here. And you can see he actually does a lot of damage. Obviously, our front line died first. But I mean, look at that, 5.5k damage out of just a Shen 1. And we're guaranteed to reach Shen 2 this game, as long as we don't die before stage 5, but that would be pretty unfortunate if that did happen. We also do have these random Ezreals here, which I imagine are going to end up getting sold down the line, but Luxury Sub does, give you the ability to fish for like an Ez3, which I would be quite shocked. I'd be quite shocked if that's what we play towards, but it's something that you could think about. The other thing to think about in a spot like this is, where are we actually going with our board here? And I'm so thankful, actually. Wow, good tee up here from me. And thank you, Along, for explaining and team planning out the idea here, is that we're going to play this AP Meeple board. We've seen this a lot more the past, like, latter half of the set, honestly. Early on in the set, you would see people always play these like Vanguard boards with these AP type setups, and then yeah, in the last half of the set, really, people realized that, wait a minute, like, you can play a 3 Meeple board really easily. He's also this Shen going to use these items well for now, but eventually we could potentially move stuff like the Shojin, the JG down to things like Bard. Really easy to get stuff like Bard in onto this board with the 3 Meeple, with the Meepsy and the Rammus on this board, and so it's very nice. I guess also I should have done this housekeeping at the start of the video. Let's look at augment here, and then I'll talk about other stuff that is in the pipeline for TFT and for me FT. So we'll see as we get here. Last augment, I would imagine you would just want either combat to accelerate you to, or econ to accelerate you to 9, or just a solid combat. Something like a Baron's Lair looks really juicy, especially because we need more tank items as well. So I do think that's a great pickup here, and we will pick that up here. So I like it a lot. What I was going to say, housekeeping wise, is one, if you're watching this video right now, I am probably live, as long as I didn't, my alarm actually went off, because I am going to be streaming the finals of the tournament, so come check me out. I'm going to be co-streaming it with some people. I technically didn't sign up as a co-streamer, so Riot Games, don't kill me. But I am just going to be watching, like, whoever. I mean, we're going to be watching K3 Soju POV, I hope. And if not, I'll be... I mean, I definitely want to watch some K3 Soju POV, and just, cheer for the guy, because, I mean, NA, baby, and also, I mean, how can you not cheer for Soju making this run at Worlds here? Look at that, this is a really interesting board, actually. It's not necessarily the normal board that you see here. We are playing this kind of combination, but it's like a Victor Sona idea that gets, obviously Shepard in onto this board. Normally you are playing Sona, but the Victor, we aren't, we're just going to play Victor as our conduit instead of the Mordekaiser that you'll often see here. And then Alawi fits in really nicely here with everything. So, okay, cool variation of it, actually. I haven't seen this one, but there are so many cool variations of this line. The other thing that I was going to say, housekeeping wise, is that we got the spoiler for set 18 and the reveal of the set mechanic and a lot of the traits. Wow, I'm pretty surprised we didn't take the multiple 5 cost there, but I guess the idea is that we really want Thresh Boon. Yeah, I was almost sure looking at that would just take 5 costs here and just say, well, I mean, there's so many 5 costs we can look for. That could be Shen 2 immediately. That could be so many good things. But now we just want the random boon. Okay. All right. I see it. I see where you're coming from, Along here. And even peep this, gonna play the 3 timebreaker for a round here, just saying, well, we're gonna lose this fight anyway prior to cashing out, so we might as well just chill here. It is gonna get a little scary, I will say, just because we kind of ideally want to sack 2 more, but that's it's very scary. And we got some rerolls off of Thresh, right? That's where those 6 rerolls are from. This is at least a good loss here, so we'll drop super low. But yeah, new set mechanic revealed. It is going to be essentially charms again, but they're calling it wisps, which I don't mind. I love charms as a set mechanic, so I'm very excited for it. I will definitely do a video tomorrow once all of the dev information, all the dev information is going to drop today, and I'm going to be doing a video talking through all of the new info. Another game, actually, where we play into an AP line and we actually get super rewarded for it. Look at these AP items that we get here. The Ari's Aura and the Ludens here. Fantastic pickups. The Shen 2 now on the board. Going to do some work. We do take a pretty scary loss there down to 10 HP. So this is where we do have to stabilize the board for sure. Really ideally looking for some gold here, and we do pick it up there. So that's perfect, and we can just use the rest to roll it down. Find 1 Vex here. Vex 2 going to be pretty hard to pick up here, but we do find Sona. So now we get to complete pretty much the version of the board that we were thinking of. Do actually have the Mordekaiser on this board over the Bard because we don't have Bard yet. So a little scary, but we're hopefully going to make it out there, can throw these damage items onto Sona and actually the rest onto Victor here. This is a bunch of extra gold to play with, which is really nice here. Hopefully this can get us to Bard perhaps, because getting that Meeple on this board is not insignificant. We do find Sona, but we're 1 gold short being able to pick this up, and we also have we're actually going to slam the bow, but not the whole Last Whisper here for whatever reason. I guess the idea, I don't think there's a way for us to get another component, huh? Well, in any case, we pick up the fight. This gets us to Sona 2, which is really, really good. We are hovering Bard saying, where's our Bard? And boom, there it is. Just as many TFT players say, just bitch. And boom, there it is. But yeah, I mean, I guess the idea is that, I mean, the Victor is not bad until you get to the Bard, and now we do have the Bard. We can play for him. He can Void Staff everybody. We're actually moving Karma up, and this positioning just to try to... ooh, this is pretty scary, though, I was going to say. We want people to take aggro into Rammus. I will say our melee carries are taking aggro from Yi really, really hard here, but I think our board hit that critical mass that's just way too strong. So we win this fight, and down to 10 HP, but we are coming back here. Top 4 almost there. We get the EXP mod from Sona. That's really, really rough. I will say Luden Sona pretty nutty, where she can just get these kills, splash, doing a bunch of extra damage, and especially that like last cast can go insano mode here. But all right, another fight here. We fight Saol here. This is the other player who is, I mean, one of the other players who is Fast 9 in this lobby. Our board is taking a lot of damage here, but the Sona cutting through everything. The Vac's not able to do enough damage. The Blitz doing a lot of damage. Oh my god, this fight is so long. We do pick up the win against Saol and lock in the top 4. My god. I mean, this was just, I don't know, it's such a crazy path to get to this board, which I just think is also such a creative idea, saying, you know, we're going to take Luxury Sub, an augment that I do not love this augment that much, but hit Luxury Sub, hit Shen, and play around it and actually make it to top 4, I think is so cool. Look at that beautiful swap to the left side there at the last second. Get this Rammus over there so it can just eat up aggro as long as possible. It is dying pretty quickly here. I mean, this is Space Groove, which is a very strong board, but we do pick up the win there against Upset Max. Upset Max drops down to 14 HP, so one more win and we might have a top 3 on our hands. We're going to continue to roll, try to pick something up here. Oh yeah, we have Thresh that can give us items. That's why we haven't slammed the Last Whisper yet, though honestly, we're getting to the point where we might have to slam it just for a little bit of armor shred. I know it's not the biggest thing, but just want to survive here. Good positioning again. Beautiful positioning this entire stage here. The Rammus is going to continue to take aggro with fantastic items, but it is a lot of damage here. That's Bard 2 and Karma 2 for Cheat 2 here. So we'll see if we can get out. Nah, that, I mean, and yeah, Along just hovering those augments there because they are so good, and Upset Max going down, but not enough to grant us a top 3. So a solid top 4. The worst performance, honestly, over this entire day, but I want to show this game because I thought it was just a really interesting... I mean, having to play around Shen and then making it out into top 4 in a triple prismatic lobby, I think was so cool. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check my Twitch down below where I will be streaming. Like I said, if you're watching this video right now, I should be live commentating, not professionally commentating, but co-streaming the finals. We're probably nearing the last few games, so if you just finished this video right when it comes out, then come check it out. And if not, I will see you guys later, and tomorrow's video will probably be a big set 18 video. Can't wait to talk about it all. All right, I will see you guys then. Bye-bye.